Once again, welcome back. Today, I would like to introduce you the Amazon Web Services and the certifications that they offer, and what certifications from their portfolio what services from their catalog that we are going to cover in our trainings, and is there any prerequisites as such uh, to take the certification and to get going, uh, and uh, and of course how that can be further translated into automated application environment and so on. So let's take the baby steps. First things first, I'll be introducing you about I'll talk a bit about myself, and then I talk about the application environment. That is, uh, I start talk about what is an application, and at least why do you need it, and to run an application, what is that you need, and that way I'll be able to correlate from the very basic need of an application, its use cases, uh, to what it needs and where it can be and so on, and then that translates into cloud computing, and computing will drive you to the AWS concepts. That's where I'll introduce you the AWS concepts. Then I'll talk about the AWS certifications that they have in the portfolio, and I'll also talk about the course outline that we have, highlights of the training, and finally I'll leave it to you for the questions if you have any, and then I'll be very happy to answer all your questions. So firstly, about myself, as you see on the screen, my name is Venkat Kurela. I have 10 years of IT experience into different areas of the data center virtualization and in the cloud computing. As you see on the screen, that I have my ITIL V3 Foundation certification, which is into the process. You guys know it very much. Uh, why is it, and how do we adapt to ITIL framework, at your workplace? And then I've done my CCNA certification into the networking. Of course, that is associate level certification, very basic or beginning level certification. Uh, and then I've got my storage certifications, that is into NetApp and EMC storage. So CCNA and the storage certifications are not just to gain some kind of knowledge, but I also have got an opportunity to work extensively into networking, implement the network devices in a big data center, and of course to do the storage migrations from the old or end of life storage arrays into the new storage array, part of the end of life replacement for the storage, for the networking devices, for the servers, and of course that was a big project that I've handled, uh, starting from the planning, implementation, and of course the project closure. And then Cisco UCS is a converged hardware solution, a converged server hardware solution, and so the HPC 7000, but the C7000 a bit different from the Cisco UCS. So I've got certified on Cisco UCS, and I've attended the official HPC 7000 training program. There is no certification for HP hardware, but yes, I've attended the official trainings. That way, I am much into the server hardware as well, right? Beginning from the rack mode tower servers until the hyper converged solutions, that is your Nutanix level. I'm very much aware and got hands-on experience into almost all type of server hardware. And then I've got my operating system certification, that is MCITP, into the Microsoft operating system, and I am actually working on my Linux certification, that is into Red Hat 7, and a couple of other certifications also aligned for this year. And if you ask me, Venkat, what are your primary skill set? I would say I am a VMware data center virtualization engineer. So I'm more passionate about it. That way I've got my VCP 4, 5, 6, which is the latest version. And then I've also got my advanced level of VMware certification, that is VCAP DCA 5.5. And I'm also into VMware network virtualization, that is NSX. NSX is an independent product with which you will be able to virtualize the networking stack irrespective of the hypervisor that you use in a data center. And I've got my cloud certification in the year of 2011, that was on VMware Cloud. And then I've also got certified on AWS solution. I just got associate level certification done, and time is not permitting me to get the professional level and the DevOps level certifications done. But yes, I'll be planning them for this quarter. You may be wondering that, yeah, Venkat is talking a lot about his profile than talking about what he got for us for today's session. Yes, but I wanted to spend at least 2 to 3 minutes of time talking about my profile, because for the rest of the course, if you join with me, uh, you should know what all areas that I have knowledge and experience, so that you'll be able to put a question to me, or when I answer your question, you will have that belief and trust. Yes, this can be the right answer, right? If you don't trust on my skill set, then you will not convince with the answers or whatever I demonstrate in the classes. With that, I wanted to jump on to the next slide, that is to talk about uh, that is to make you at least understand from very basics. Okay, very basics. I'll say that you don't know anything, or I consider myself that I don't know anything. If anybody in the class have some experience into IT, working as a Linux admin, Windows admin, network admin, storage admin, show some patience here, and then we together going to definitely see some fruitful outcome of this session. Okay, so let's put it very simple. Forget that you are in a class to understand AWS Cloud or any other cloud platform. Let's take it very basic. We all say that why do we need IT, information technology? Because we need applications to use, right? What is an application? An application or an application program is a software that runs on a computer, and that that will become useful to the users, to the business, to the corporates in different forms. For an example, the web browsers that we use, including Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, including the GoToMeeting application that we are using today to attend this meeting, including your email programs, your MS Office suite, the games, whatnot. Everything today is an application, and we are using that application. The Gmail is an application, right? Well, uh, if that is the the kind of use that we are in today, and every one of us use hundreds of applications every day, hundreds of applications, be it web-based applications, be it the desktop-based applications, right? So it was a case that the applications are more of a standalone or a desktop-based applications, and now the situation is that it's all web-based applications. Everything is on internet. Everything is hosted on the internet, right? Everything is published on the internet rather than on the local desktops or local PCs. And then, what do you think that you need to run an application, right? What do you need to install or to run an application? Well, you need an infrastructure, right? You need infrastructure. So, what does infrastructure includes? So these are the things that it includes. You have server hardware, you have networking, you have storage, you have operating system, you have virtualization, or you have cloud computing, or you have the development environment. So there are many things part of infrastructure, but at a base, server hardware, networking, storage, operating system are the mandatory components, without which you will not be able to install an application at all. Okay, now if somebody wanted to develop an application, let's say GoToMeeting invitation, the GoToMeeting application that you have logged in today, using which you are able to listen to me and you are able to see my presentation, uh, that application was developed by somebody, and you felt like the GoToMeeting application is too costly, and I wanted to develop an application on my own, and I wanted to offer it at a very low cost so that everybody will use it. Or hey, I see there is a feature that is lacking in MS Office application, so I wanted to develop an Office suite, by including the feature that you feel which is missing. Or you have a new idea in your mind, and you wanted to develop that idea into an application so that it serves the users in different ways. Or the e-commerce websites that you see today, or the online games websites that you see today, or the payment applications that you see today. So everything is an application, and we all are using that application, right? Those applications, many applications. So in the background, For you to use those applications in the background, there must be an infrastructure available. If there is no infrastructure, no application. Okay, so infrastructure includes the following components that I put on the slide. And then where can this infrastructure be? Okay, now you understand what is an application and why do we need it. Of course we need it, we need those applications for sure, no doubt about it, right? And we are not going to question ourselves back again, do we really need any application? Do we need email, that is Gmail? Do we really need the Google Drive? Do we really need YouTube application? So we are 200% sure that we will not ask that question to ourselves or to anybody, because for sure we know we need those applications. We need Facebook. It is at a personal level, and look at a commercial applications or the premium applications, right? Applications like maybe your internet banking application, you for sure you need it. Okay, so now that you convinced that application is for sure you need it, and there are many uses of application, you also understand that to run an application or to install an application you need an infrastructure. And you also understand what components are part of the infrastructure. Now where can that infrastructure be? If I wanted to develop an application, all right, where can it be? It can be on premises, meaning you buy a space. Okay, you buy a space and you build a building in there. Inside the building you keep a room for the data center. Data center means a room where you keep your servers, the infrastructure components, like one that you saw, the server, network, storage, your operating system, everything, all those components put together in a room, and you maintain some cooling standards, so some hygienity, air filters, access control. So that is called a data center. Okay, so it can be on premises, meaning it can be on in your office. It can be in your office and it is maintained by yourself. So how, when I say maintained by yourself, what is that? Well, you have the server administrators hired, you have the network administrators hired, you have the storage administrators hired, you have the developers hired, you have the operations manager, you have the vice president, you have the CEO, CFO. So the entire IT vertical, the information technology vertical, the softwares, the hardware, the personnel, that is the staff, you hide everybody, you set up the entire IT and you are operating. Okay, you are a company like IBM, TCS, Infosys, big labels like HP, fine, you'll be able to do it, right? Because you have to buy a building, or you have to buy the place and build the building, and you have to buy the servers, set up everything, hire the people, hire the entire team stack, team verticals. So you have the data center on premises and you have the team to handle, and it's your team. So it was not feasible for some business guys. Let's say I am a hotel management company and my business is to maintain the hotels. So to maintain the hotels, I have the hotels globally, or I have the hotels in almost all city of the country in India. So for me to maintain the online reservation or online room booking, uh, and couple of other things, or to maintain the billing information, and so one second guys. Right. So to maintain the billing information and all, or to maintain the employee list, their attendance levels or their shift levels, so they certainly are in a need of application, right? So to develop the application and to support the application, they are in need of the infrastructure. So for a hotel management company, it is not possible for them to buy the entire. I mean, it is not. It is okay to buy the server hardware and to put them into a room, but it is not possible for them to hire the IT personnel, that is IT staff, and to maintain them. Okay, so in that process, the IT is evolved to the next level, that is on-premises managed data centers, meaning the hotel management company have the data center set up on premises, in their premises, but companies, I mean, the data center is managed by somebody. The hotel will call many IT companies and they say, hey guys, I have some 100 servers, some 2 storage arrays, some 10 switches, 2 routers, 2 firewalls, 2 VP load balancers, and I have these many applications running, mailing application, so and so, and I want you to handle or to maintain this infrastructure for so and so years. So what is your bidding amount, right? So the companies who are into services like TCS, IBM, Infosys, HP, HCL, CSE, those big labels who are into services will bid for it, and whoever gives the better availability, okay, and whoever bids for a low amount, and whoever shows that, hey, we have 100 people, 100 L3 peoples, we have 25 SMEs, we have so and so guys, we have so and so certified people in our team. So whoever demonstrates those skill set and quotes for low price will get the project for, let's say, 3 years or 5 years, and they have the SLA to sign on. This is on premises managed data centers model. And the third possibility is on cloud. Here comes the real pain, the big question. Cloud, cloud, what is cloud? Okay, well, cloud or cloud computing is delivery of IT resources via the internet to the customers. Delivering IT resources via the internet to the customers. Well, it's in short, it's like this. If I need dosa, okay, I'm sitting at my home now, and I need dosa. So when I need dosa, if I have to prepare atta and buy a gas stove, power it on, buy the pan where I can put dosa, uh, and prepare the atta ready, put it on, make it myself ready by bringing the oil and everything ready, components, ingredients, and make a dosa for myself, eat it. So when I realize to prepare one dosa or 5 dosas that I can eat, to prepare 5 dosas, the total cost of ownership, that is to buy the gas, stove, oil, atta, and atta preparation, the mixie or the grinder, salt, everything, the chutney, everything together, it was costing me like a bomb. It was costing me a lot than me going out to a hotel and buying the dosa and eat, come back. Okay, so there are two ways. When I need dosa, I can prepare it on my own, or I can go out, just buy dosa, eat it, right? It's ready made. So when I compare these two, for myself alone, buying dosa outside and eating it is much easier task in terms of the efforts, in terms of the money. But preparing, dosa at my home is like, it's a costly affair, and it needs more efforts and skill set too. If I don't know how to make dosa, it's like whatever I put investment will go waste. Same way, the cloud computing is, when you are a company, like I said, the hotel management company, or any other company that you see who are not into IT, their core business is not IT. Okay, today if you see, the TV making companies have the IT, the refrigerator making companies have the IT, automobiles have the IT, that is websites. Who not, tell me, right? Even those pan masala wala also have the websites. So whose core business is not information technology or IT, but whoever is using the IT services, right? For them, it is not always feasible to buy the servers and to hire the team and to handle them. Instead, they just can rent the IT services. Okay, so that's where the cloud computing have evolved a lot and lot, and it is being evolved, being adopted by the companies. And I say it is still the early stage of the cloud computing, and I wanted to appreciate all of you in the class for really taking step to the next level by attending the classes. I mean, I don't say that you must attend my classes, to be honest, but I really wanted to appreciate all of you for being here today. Okay, now, just to repeat the definition again, cloud computing is delivery of IT resources via the internet. So those who really don't need the huge infrastructure and the big number of servers whose infrastructure is huge, they certainly can rent the services instead of owning them. In the same example of dosa, if you see, when you have some 15-20 guests at your home, in the same situation, if you choose to buy dosa outside from the hotel and give them and serve all 15 or 20 guests that you have, it's going to cost you a lot than you preparing those at your home. Okay, so it is not a static decision for everybody that you should always go outsource things, or you should always prepare, you must always have on-premises data center, or you must always have the cloud services or outsource the data center. So there is no static answer. It's completely depending upon your IT environment and the technical staff that you have. So in a process of having the having the data center and having the IT teams and having the data center outsourcing the management of the data center, the current step is to engage or rent the cloud services. Okay, now if you think, is that all it is? Cloud computing is delivery of IT resources? Is that all it is, or can it be something else? Well, the cloud computing is like, you can make definition like however you want. Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources. So, on-demand delivery of IT resources. So here on-demand got added. It's like you don't have to commit to anybody. Like let's say if I need a server, and server to buy the server, if it is costing some 1 lakh rupee, and you just wanted to use it for 1 hour and give it back and pay some 10 rupees as a rent amount, and would you be ready to provide such kind of services to somebody? You being the cloud provider, you need to buy a server of 1 lakh rupee, and you are you ready to offer it to somebody just to rent for 1 hour? No. But yes, in the cloud computing it is possible. The cloud providers must have the quality on demand as the quality. It's one of the mandatory characteristics of any cloud provider, on demand, meaning there is no upfront commitment as such that I must be using your services for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. There is no commitment as such. Uh, Whenever you need the services, you should be able to rent them, and you should be able to rent them, minimum being 1 hour, maximum being whatever the period that you need. Okay, minimum being 1 hour in AWS, minimum being 1 minute in Azure. Okay, and this definition can also be on-demand delivery of IT resources via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing model, meaning if you use it for 1 hour, you only pay for 1 hour, not for the entire day. If you use it for 2 days, you only pay for 2 days, not for all 48 hours. Or if you use it for 1 year, 2 days, you pay only for 1 year, 2 days, right? So that's what they pay as you go. So international organization for cloud computing standards have made some 6 mandatory characteristics for any cloud provider in the industry today. So when we talk about the characteristics of the cloud computing in the upcoming classes, I'll tell you what are those 6 qualities, and uh, how those 6 qualities will benefit the customers or benefit the users like us. Okay. For now, delivering IT resources via the internet is called the cloud computing. Now, IT resources is a big word, I say. Okay, is a big word. So it includes servers, network, storage, database, uh, applications, platform, right? Whatnot. Everything is part of IT. That is in IT, information technology resources. Okay. So there are categorization that is in the form of platform as a service, software as a service, storage as a service, infrastructure as a service, database as a service, right? So there are many categorizations as such, but at a glance, at a high level, cloud computing is delivering of IT resources to the customers. With that said, let me introduce you what AWS is, right? I know some of you are wondering that, Venkat, we are here asking you to teach us AWS, and where are you started and where are you taking us? There is no relation, I see. Well guys, my plan was to help you understand the need of IT at least to anybody, so that you understand application, what an application needs to run, that is infrastructure. And infrastructure can be on premises managed by you, it can be on infrastructure managed by somebody else, and it can be on cloud as well. So when it comes to the cloud, that's where I'm helping you understand what is the cloud computing, and the delivery models. Okay, of course, yeah. So now, introduction to AWS. So AWS provides on-demand delivery of IT resources. Of course, that is exactly what we have read in the earlier slide. Okay, so not just AWS, Azure for that matter, VMware Cloud, OpenStack. So anybody who says that they are the cloud providers must, their definition must be the same. They provide on-demand delivery of IT resources via the internet on a secure cloud service platform. Okay, instead of AWS, if you put Azure, it becomes the definition for Azure. OpenStack, VMware, whatnot, right? You can put all the labels in there. The definition makes the same meaning to other providers as well. So one point that I wanted to highlight here is I always tell my students to learn technology than the product. Okay, so if you learn the technology, then it will be easy for you to adapt to any product. Let's say today you're learning AWS, and tomorrow it will be easy for you. Um, it will be easy for you to adapt to Azure, and from there to OpenStack, or from there uh, to VMware Cloud, right? Because the basics are the same, the infrastructure is same, the same storage, same networking, same operating system, the same security measures that you have to follow, identity and access management, whatnot. It's the same, just the names or the terminology would get changed. Okay, now uh, their offerings are into the compute, storage, database, content delivery, big data, analytics, data science, Internet of Things, mobile application development, whatnot, right? So AWS provide IT services via the internet to the customers. Today, Amazon Web Services provide highly reliable, scalable, low-cost infrastructure platform in the cloud that powers hundreds of businesses in 190 countries. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to highlight here is they are able to provide highly reliable, scalable, and low-cost infrastructure services. Low cost infrastructure. You may ask me a question, Venkat, if it is reliable and scalable, how are they able to offer it at a low cost? Well, keep on hold with your question. That will be answered in the next you know next sentence that is going to come here. Since the beginning of AWS, that was in the year of 2002, they have released so far 1111 new services and features, and 78 major services. The slide need to be updated here. It was 40 was 1.5 year back. Now it is 78 major services, and they have announced 48 price reductions. It's again a question here, Venkat, if it is so reliable, so scalable, how are they able to reduce the price for 48 times in a span of 10 years since 2006? How are they able to do it? They are able to do it because they have 1 million active customers across 190 countries. They have customers from government agencies, educational institutions, healthcare organizations, uh, the startup companies, medium scale, the large MNCs, right? So all type of business companies are adapting to the AWS cloud. One reason. The second reason, because of their global presence, because of their global data center footprint, they are able to offer it at a low cost. Today, their data centers are spread across 16 regions, meaning 16 different locations on the globe, 42 data centers, and 54 edge locations. If you guys are working for any company, you may be having one or two data center at max, but Amazon have 42 data centers, and there are few more, to come in the next year. 42 data centers, and that too in 16 different locations in the globe, not just in one country. right? Not just in one country. They have their data centers in 16 different locations, right? As we progress in the
When,
classes, yes, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. This is Sirisha. I just have one question. When you mean 54 edge locations,
Mm-hmm.
are these regions and availability zones and the edge locations are related in somehow, or there is a hierarchy to it? Can you elaborate on those?
Oh, sure. So regions and availability zones is more about the data center. Edge locations are the content delivery networks. For example, uh, in India, Mumbai is a region. In Mumbai, they have two availability zones, meaning two data centers, let's say. The edge locations are the content delivery networks, meaning if somebody wanted to connect to the AWS services and to access AWS services, there are two possibilities. One, I connect to the public internet, and that internet will connect me to the AWS data centers. Uh, that way of accessing the data center may not be very fast. I mean, I may not be able to get very fast response from Amazon data centers. But using edge locations, they are able to deliver the content on dedicated fiber optic networks to the customers. For example, in India, we have Mumbai as a region and the availability zone, and they have edge locations in Chennai, Delhi, and in Mumbai. These three are the edge locations. So me sitting in Hyderabad, when I try to connect to the Amazon data centers, my request will be forwarded to the nearest edge location, that is Chennai, and from Chennai to the AWS data center, they have dedicated fiber optic network connectivity. So content from the Amazon data centers to the Chennai will be delivered on a fiber optic network with low latency, and from Chennai to my home, the content is delivered over the public internet. At times, the request need not to go to the servers all the time, but the content is cached locally at the edge locations, so that the content, I mean, you can access the content without uh, the request being routed to the server also. So can the content be cached all the time at the edge location, or if the content is a secured one, or it is only available to the licensed users, how is that gonna work? Well, that is all covered in the CloudFront topic. That is more falling into the certified developer program of Amazon web services. Did I answer your question?
Okay. Yeah, so what you're saying is that edge location which you talked about is Mumbai, Chennai, and Delhi. They serve as a node through which we download or look at the content from the data centers. Is that right?
Yes.
And these all are maintained by Amazon, and we don't have to do anything about that. Meaning routing through that particular edge location that would intelligently be taken care by them, right?
Yes, physically routing the request is handled by Amazon, and how you develop your code, how you make use of the CloudFront to deliver the content is a responsibility of a developer.
Okay. And are we going to learn about that as well in this course, or is it a separate course altogether?
So I'm more into the infrastructure. I'm more into the administration. So we are not going
Okay.
to touch any topics from the developer's profile here. However, CloudFront,
Okay.
will be talking about the CloudFront theoretically, explaining you what it is and how it works, but not, I'm not going to code anything here uh, because
Okay.
that doesn't follow. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. So this is about your AWS. So since they have the huge presence, the global presence, they are able to, help you scale your infrastructure from one server to the dozens of servers in a matter of minutes. And they, at the same time, as they have the data centers in different countries, they are offering, I mean, they are offering high availability at a low cost, so that you can deploy two servers in two different regions altogether, and you can bring the clustering or the load balancing in between. And in case of a node or the entire region failure, the other region is up and running, so that the requests are served from the other location. So, well, I mean, there are many situations, many scenarios that we're going to discuss in the subsequent classes on how to bring the high availability or the fault tolerance to your applications. But to give you a high level understanding on AWS, so AWS is is a cloud, public cloud hosting company. It offers all IT services. That is your platform as a service, the developer tools like just now she asked a question. So I believe she's more into the development, because Sirisha, right? Yeah, I was talking to you, to guy who give my contact information to you, and he was asking me that you are looking for the certified developer program. So yeah.
Yeah, but like I have gone through the Amazon Web Services online,
Hmm.
but a lot of people have told that the combination of a solution architect, because you know the system well when you are on an architect level. So if you take that in uh, and the developer course, they coexist and they are going to help you. That's what I've heard in a video from the Amazon guys. They were speaking about it. So I was like, okay, I'll look and I'll just take the first class and see how it is, and then
Yeah.
I could use my knowledge on both ends.
Well, I mean, just to add one more point to what you heard, and maybe the impression that you have is,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you are right, and
Mm-hmm.
whoever have feed you that information is also right. Maybe you being a developer, what you will be doing is throughout. I mean, in your profile, you will be making
Mm-hmm.
API calls to the AWS services like your VPC, EC2, EBS, S3, ELB, auto scaling,
Mm-hmm.
all the services here. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
know what is that service and what's the functionality of that service, then you may not be an effective developer. So
Right.
that is not covered in your developer program. And if you see the official blueprint of Amazon certified developer, 50% of the content is covered in your solution architect and sysops admin trainings here. So the only
Yeah,
50%.
that's what they told. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are right. And thanks that you are here to continue, because normally the psychology of the people is like, if I ask you to spend your money in two different areas just for the same job, and you are definitely not interested. So well,
No, I'm a person who likes to do job effectively than to just do a job for the sake of doing job. So
yeah,
that's the reason I'm taking it.
appreciate you for that. Well, from here to move on, these are the different certifications that Amazon offer now at this point of time. They have two levels of certifications. One is at associate level, the other is at professional level. So I'm talking here. Uh, this layer, the entire stack here is about associate. The other stack is about the professional level. So the associate level things here, there are three certifications. One is architecting on AWS, or AWS Certified Solution Architect, and the operations on AWS, or Amazon Certified SysOps Administrator. So the operations is more about how you do the daily operations, the lifecycle activities of the Amazon services in the Amazon data centers. And architecting on AWS is more about understanding the client requirement and understanding the functionality of AWS services and mapping them together, give a solution, or design a solution and implement it. However, your associate level certifications are not considered as, at least associate level solution architect is not considered as an environment solution architect, as an is not considered as an enterprise class solution architect. Okay, so more or less these two profiles are considered as same. So that's the reason I thought of putting them together and offer as a single training program. So this program that you are attending today is mix of certified solution architect and system operations administrator. So that way it has become 35 hours of learning. And of course, 50% of the certified developers course content is also covered in our training program, because end of the day, they are the same services. You have got same EC2, VPC, S3, EBS, ELB, auto scaling, Route 53, CloudWatch, IAM, EB, Elastic Bean Stack, RDS, which is a relational database services. So these are all the same services end of the day that you see in all three certifications that are at associate level. And then when you move to professional level, uh, there is no skip level. You must you must be an associate level certified professional in order to take professional level certifications. However, there is no training prerequisites as such to take any of these certifications. Right? You can do self-learning, or you can do the official trainings, or you can engage freelancers like me to get certified or to get trainings. But there is no prerequisites as such. Okay, there is no prerequisite that you must take this training or so and so in order to take this certification. However, for you to take the professional level certifications, you must be an associate level certified. Okay, and in the professional level, you also have the DevOps profile that is more about automating the build and deployments, to automate the continuous integration, to automate the continuous delivery of the latest application to the customers. Right there, you're gonna engage a lot of services and the features, services like your code pipeline, code commit, cloud formation, and then the open source tools like the GitHub or your Chef, Puppet, Python, Ansible. So different programming languages and tools fall into the build and automation, build and deployment automation, continuous integration, continuous delivery. Okay, so in the entire certification path that we have discussed here, all associate level certifications will cost you $150. All associate certifications will cost you $150, and all professional level certifications will cost you $300. Okay, I mean, when I say all, it's like each associate level certification will cost you $150, and each professional level certification will cost you $300. And the associate level training programs, certification program, you may get 50 to 60 questions. None of the places it is mentioned what is the exact number of questions that you're going to get. 50 to 60, and the pass percentage is minimum 70. I say none of the places it is mentioned what is the pass percentage. I've seen people failed with 65 percentage, and I've seen people pass with 60 percentage. So there is no rule of thumb that how many questions are you going to get in the certification program and what is the pass percentage. However, both associate level and professional level certifications are the multiple choice questions that you need to answer. No labs here so far. Okay, and just to add one note here, that if you guys need any help in getting your certifications done, I have one of my friend operating a Prometric center so that I can help you guys get your certifications done. Anyways, being a technical instructor, I don't encourage any of you to use the backdoor, but of course in today's world we are definitely in a need of certifications. If you do not have time for so and so reasons and you want the certification to be done, yes, that can be done, no matter where you are, in which location you are in. And then now that you understand the cloud computing, you understand the AWS infrastructure, you understand the certifications, and you also understand that we're going to do the AWS Certified Solution Architect and System Operations Administrator in our trainings, and you are wondering that, Venkat, I am coming from a HR background, I am coming from the developer background, I am coming from um, these this office administration background, or I am into a different area where I do not know anything about IT, right? So to answer such questions and to tell you what is the prerequisites to attend this, what is the learning path to attend the trainings, that is, uh, one second guys, yeah, one second guys. So this is a System Operations Administrator, Solution Architect, is two certifications that we are covering here in our training program. Apart from these, I'm also going to cover the other 6 modules that you saw on the earlier slide. That is your server hardware basics, networking basics, storage basics, your operating system concepts, the virtualization concepts, and the cloud computing fundamentals. Those 6 topics put together will be 14 hours of learning. Plus this solution architect and system operations administrator put together is a 35 hours of learning. So 14 plus 35, close to 49 hours of training is what it is. So I'll talk about that later, but now I say learning path with me, if you choose to continue, is the solution architect plus system operations administrator, I say. And finally, one last slide talking about the highlights of my training is one course making you ready for the job. I don't say, hey, you take the basics, basics that are needed to start with AWS training from somebody called X. And when you go to somebody called X, they say, hey, I only teach you the server hardware. You have to go to a different trainer for networking, different trainer for storage, different trainer for operating system, different trainer for virtualization and cloud computing. That doesn't work for you, both in terms of the time, money, right? You cannot just spend 6 months of time in learning basics, and you cannot spend 1 lakh rupee in learning the basics itself. Okay, so if you have a guy like me who knows the cloud computing, and the same guys know the basics as well, and he can take the best interest of all those topics and put together, and the best knowledge that is needed to start with the cloud computing. That's really good. That's where I kind of designed this course, putting those basics also part of the training, which is a 14 hours of training. If you are interested to take the basics training, you are welcome. If you feel like you should only join for the AWS concepts, you are welcome. Okay, plus basics plus a sysops admin plus solution architect associate. These are the three components put together. That is one course making you ready. And the, the way that we are going to deal these trainings is with the real-time scenarios approach, meaning every single lab that we do is more aligned towards the real-time scenarios, okay, the real-time use case of that particular service. And you'll be getting the AWS learning resource kit, which is a student manuals, the technical PDF documents about the topics that we're going to discuss, including the basics. And I'll share you the subscription links with which you'll be able to subscribe to the blogs, to the YouTube channels, or to different other area where you will be kept on, you will be kept up to date about the current happenings in the AWS technology. And then I'll give you the practice exercises, okay, to practice at your home. And I'll also give you the lab guides to do those labs. And I'll also give you the review questions. Okay, so that is a resource learning resource kit with which you will be able to gain good knowledge and experience too. Okay, and then I'll also share, it's not 400, I'll share you the 500 questions of dump file to prepare yourself for certification program. Okay, so with that you've got your knowledge, experience and certification. And then I'll also share you the sample resumes so that you can prepare your own resume and make yourself ready for the job. I also have course retake policy with which you'll be able to attend the course for the second time for free of cost. You just have to request me to enroll for the next batch, part of the retake policy. And it's a personalized assistance, meaning there is no support desk in between that you have to raise a support request and to talk to a trainer. You are talking to me, to the trainer directly in the classes, and I have only number, that's my personal number and professional number, everything is same. So you can WhatsApp me, you can message me, you can mail me, and you can call me anytime that you need in any help. So I know you and you know me, it's a personalized assistance. I know how to answer your question, and you know how to talk to me, how to explain the issue, right? That is it. With that, you make a demanding career in the cloud space, right? And then believe in me, that is in your trainer. Like I said, the very first slide, you know my technical skills, you know my certifications, so believe in me. Everything that I put on the slides, it's like well thought of and well organized. So believe in me. Dedicate some 2 months of time in learning this stuff. It's not like you're joining the course today and after 15 minutes you are ready to, sorry, 15 days you are ready to market your profile. Don't do that. Dedicate some 2 months of time. Do hands-on, get some hands-on experience. Read through the product documents that I'm going to share you. And then definitely you yourself ready to take your own interviews. No, you don't have to wait for somebody to take proxy calls. And then do hard work or smart work, whatever you believe in. That should actually make you 100% ready for the job, right? These are the highlights of my training. That brings us to the very last slide of this session today. Like I said, if you are from non-IT background, or a fresher, or into the application support development, or into to any other category who don't know IT, you please come and join me in the basics program, which is 14 hours of training. Okay, and then that drives you to the AWS concepts, which is a 35 hours of training. So put together close to 50 hours, I say. So only AWS Solution Architect System Operations Administrator is available at a different cost, and the basics plus AWS program is at a different cost. Okay, so every day it is 1.5 hour to 2 hours the classes, and it's 5 days a week. Saturday is a mutual understanding. If you guys wanted to proceed and I am available, we'll proceed, else we do it on Monday. So 5 days for sure a week, 1.5 hour to 2 hours a day, depending upon your interaction levels and depending upon the topic that we may choose. And yes, from tomorrow we'll be continuing. I would request all of you to share this invitation, or extend the meeting to your friends, whoever is looking for